Hi, I'm Kristen Huggins with Austin Properties Group. On this edition of Show and Sell, we're going to show you how to stage for the prospective buyer. What makes this staging different is that rather than staging for a wider buyer pool, we're going to show you how to stage buyer specific, the high-end buyer. It may not be often that you come across a vacant listing, and although you might be tempted to leave that property empty, we're going to show you why you don't want to rely on the buyer's imagination to sell your listing. Here we are in the main living area. While staging for a living room, you want to identify your main focal point. In some cases, it would be a fireplace. In this case, it's going to be the entertainment center. Here we'll put a high-end entertainment stand, some modern art that reflects the style of the house. Across from the entertainment center, we're going to put a sofa, some side chairs, some accent tables, a rug, and a coffee table, so buyers can really picture themselves living in this space. The most important thing when you're trying to hang artwork is it's important to measure a couple times if you're unsure, because the more nail holes you're putting in the wall, you might be adding to some objections when people are walking through. When we're appealing to the high-end buyer, we want to concentrate on specific colors that might be appealing. Grays are always a great thing to consider. It's very trendy right now, but it's also neutral that will work in almost any space. Typically, we may only stage main living areas, but with a high-end buyer, we also want to concentrate on the master bedroom. Here we'll put a headboard, a bed, and a couple of side tables. Across the way, we'll put an entry table and some artwork and mirrors. Instead of using, a box spring and a mattress, we'll use an air mattress. You'll want to use some sort of duvet underneath your coverings to fluff it up, or else you'll see an air mattress. In some homes, you might have duplicate living spaces. In this case, we have an upstairs loft. This space becomes just as important staging as the downstairs living room. You want to show how this space can be used in multiple ways. In this case, we're going to use a sofa, a coffee table, and some side tables for comfortable seating. A lot of times you're going to stage not necessarily how you would function if you were living there, but you're going to stage what's best for photographs that's going to show the space off well, because ultimately photographs are going to be what's really important, because that's what's going to get buyers in the house in the first place. You may notice that we haven't used extra lamps or lighting in our staging. In photographs, those lamps might be in the line of sight, blocking the staging and making the room seem smaller and more discombobulated. It's been a few days and we've been hard at work staging. We'd love to show you the results. Come with me. Here we are in the main living area. Ultimately, this might be the thumbnail you would use on the MLS. So we want to make sure this is a real showstopper. We want it to have lots of color, pack a punch, and be balanced so that it stands out amongst all the other listings. Here we've used modern and sleek furniture, sofas, side chairs, some metal tables, and a bunch of accessories and great artwork to show off the space. Now let me show you how we staged the master bedroom. Here we are in the master bedroom. Beyond just putting in a bed, we've created a focal point with an entry table, some artwork. We didn't want to leave this corner empty, so we put a chair and a side table. We've used cool and calm blues, light, airy colors, and textures throughout to make it an inviting space for them. You might be tempted a lot of times not to stage the bedrooms, but for the high-end buyer, the more photos of a finished experience you can show them, the more likely you are to get them in the door. The final space we staged was the upstairs living room. Let's take a look. In this space, you may notice we've put the furniture not where you would typically live with this. This is because we want the buyer, as they come up the stairs, to have a great impression when they walk in. We've also chosen to stage a space with multiple functioning spaces. So we have a seating area and an office along with a curio on the back wall. This helps buyers imagine all the different ways they could use this space. A great staging tip to always remember is sometimes it's more important to stage for the photos than how one would actually live. So you're not going to push all the furniture up against the walls, back into the corners. You're going to float some of the furniture, you might angle it. Those photos are just as important as the showings, if not more important, because that's what gets the buyers in the door. Staging is crucial when it comes to achieving the highest return on investment for your clients. We hope you found these tips helpful and can use them when staging your next listing. Now go, show and sell.